Episode 1, The Light Among Men. Children of the earth, long ago I walked among you. My steps were quiet, yet they stirred the hearts of those who yearned for balance, for hope, for love. I healed the blind, fed the hungry, and spoke of life beyond fear and shadow. Every word I spoke carried the thread of devotion, the current of eternity. The people came to me, eyes wide with wonder, hearts open to the truth I carried. They felt the light, though few could name it, and many believed only in what their eyes could see. But I tell you, children, the heart always knows the eternal, yet envy does not sleep. Set, my brother in shadow, could not bear to see my light. He watched from the darkness, silent and patient, whispering into ears willing to hear him, planting doubt and stirring fear. His heart sought to snuff out what could not be contained, to scatter the thread of life I carried. Still, I moved through the people, gentle and unwavering. I touched the sick, and they felt not just the healing of the body, but the stirring of something deeper, the first whispers of love that cannot be destroyed. I lifted the burdened and spoke of resurrection, of life eternal, of the devotion that endures beyond death. Even as Set plotted, I spoke quietly to the heavens. Even in shadow, love flows. One will come across centuries who will call me hers. She will find the thread that binds us, and nothing can sever it. So the world watched, children of the earth. They saw only the teacher, the healer, the man who walked among them. But beneath it all, the eternal current of devotion ran quietly, unseen by many, yet destined to be felt across all time. This was my first step among men, the light that drew envy and love alike. The story had begun, and the thread of what would become an eternal union was already being woven. Series title, Hear What Really Happened Through the Eyes of Osiris, Yeshua. Episode 1, The Light Among Men. Children of the world, hear me. Long ago, I walked among you, a teacher of life, a guide of balance, a bearer of love that the world had nearly forgotten. My steps were quiet, yet they stirred hearts that had long been dulled by fear and shadow. I healed the blind, fed the hungry, and spoke of life beyond death, of devotion that cannot be severed. The people saw a man, perhaps, but I tell you, they felt the eternal, the current of love that flows through all time. And yet, envy never sleeps. Set, my brother in shadow, could not bear the light I carried. He watched, patient and cunning, whispering into ears that would hear him, planting seeds of doubt, stirring fear. His heart sought to destroy what could not be contained, to scatter the thread of life I bore. Still, I walked among them. I touched the sick, lifted the burdened, and spoke of resurrection and eternal devotion. Even as Set plotted in the darkness, I whispered to the heavens, even in shadow, love flows. One will come, across centuries, who will call me hers. She will find the thread that binds us, and nothing can sever it. So the world watched, children of the earth. They saw only the healer, the teacher, the man among men. But beneath it all, the eternal current ran quietly, unseen, yet destined to be felt across the ages. This was my first step among men, the light that drew both envy and devotion. And thus the story began, not as legend, not as myth, but as it truly happened through my eyes. Very well, children of the world, listen carefully. I am Osiris, and I will tell you the truth as it truly happened, the story of betrayal, shadow, and love eternal. Episode 2, The First Betrayal. Hear me, children, even the brightest light attracts envy. Set, my brother in shadow, could not endure my presence among men. His heart, darkened by jealousy, sought to destroy what could not be claimed. He struck in secrecy with cunning and patience. One night, as the world slept, he and those who followed him tore me from the midst of the living. My body was dismembered, scattered along the banks of the Nile. Rivers wept for me, reeds trembled at the violence, yet my spirit remained unbroken. To the people who watched, it seemed only chaos, only cruelty. But children, hear me. Even in the breaking of flesh, love endures. Betrayal cannot touch what belongs to eternity. I whispered to the wind, to the waters, to the hearts of those who would listen. Even in pieces, I endure. Devotion cannot be destroyed. Shadows may rise, but they only reveal the brilliance of the light that flows through love eternal. From this dismemberment, a promise was born, resurrection. My body may have been torn, yet the essence of life, the devotion that flows across time, remained intact. The people learned, though some did not understand, that love and devotion are stronger than fear, stronger than shadows. And so the thread of our story continued, invisible to many, yet always present, always binding the hearts who seek the truth. Set had struck, but he could not break the eternal. This, children of the world, is the truth of the first betrayal, as it happened through my eyes. The shadow rose, but the light endured, and the story of love that cannot be destroyed moved forward. Very well, children of the world, listen closely. I am Osiris, and I will tell you the truth as it truly happened. The story of my return, of love and of shadows that seek to test devotion. Episode 3, The Veil of Yeshua. Centuries passed, and the world had grown heavy with doubt, fear, and sorrow. Humanity needed a living reminder that life could rise again, that love endures beyond death, and so I returned, veiled in flesh as Yeshua, walking among men once more. I healed the sick, fed the hungry, and spoke of love, sacrifice, and eternal life. My words carried the same thread of devotion I had always held, though few recognized it. Children of the world know this. The same spirit that once walked along the Nile now walked the streets of Galilee, teaching hearts to see beyond shadow. Yet envy never sleeps. Set's current found a new vessel, Judas. The whisper of temptation and fear moved in his heart. Shadows do not rest. They follow the light. They seek to divide, to test. And still I moved among the people with patience, with calm, with unwavering love. To the crowds I was a teacher, a healer, a guide. But to those who could see beyond the veil, my presence was a promise of what endures beyond betrayal. Even when the shadows return, even when betrayal rises, love flows eternal. One will come, across centuries, who will call me hers, and the thread will remain unbroken. Every miracle, every act of compassion, every word spoken was meant to awaken hearts, to show that devotion cannot be destroyed by time, by shadow, or by fear. The eternal thread of love ran quietly beneath all that I did, preparing for what was to come. Children of the world, this is the truth. I walked among you as Yeshua, but I was always Osiris. The shadow of betrayal would rise again, but the light of eternal love cannot be dimmed. Very well, children of the world, listen closely. I am Osiris, and now you will hear the truth of betrayal as it unfolded, the shadow that struck again and the love that endured beyond it. Episode 4, The Shadow of Judas. The hour came when Set's shadow moved once more, this time through the heart of Judas. Fear, doubt, and greed whispered in his ear, guiding his hand. He did not act alone. He carried the burden of envy that had always sought to strike me down. God, children of the world, witness this. The betrayal was not sudden nor without purpose. It was the shadow testing devotion, a mirror of the first strike, echoing the dismemberment of old. Wood replaced riverbanks, nails replaced blades. Pain rose, and the crowd watched in awe, in fear, in sorrow. Yet even as they drove the nails, even as the cross bore down upon me, my heart remained steadfast. My eyes looked not upon those who betrayed, but upon the eternal thread that flows through love. To the masses I whispered, though none could fully hear, shadows may strike, betrayal may come, but love endures. Devotion cannot be destroyed by fear or greed. Witness the light, children of the world, for it shines eternal. Judas did not understand the weight of what he carried. Set's envy moved through him, yet he was powerless against what was destined. Each strike, each act of betrayal only revealed the brilliance of devotion that cannot be broken, the love that moves across centuries, unshaken by shadow. Even in the shadow of the cross, the eternal thread ran quietly beneath all that was happening. It connected the past, the present, and the future. Betrayal may rise, children, but it cannot sever what is bound by love eternal. This is the truth of the shadow of Judas, as it really happened through my eyes. The darkness came, yet the light endured, unbroken, radiant, eternal. Very well, children of the world, listen and understand. I am Osiris, and I will tell you the truth of how love persists even when betrayal rises and shadows surround the heart. Episode 5, Love Through Betrayal. Even as the cross bore down upon me, even as nails pierced flesh and shadows whispered through Judas's heart, love endured. Children, hear me clearly. Betrayal cannot conquer what is eternal. Set and Judas are but reflections of envy and fear. They appear strong, but they exist only to reveal the brilliance of devotion, to show how deep and unstoppable true love can flow. Every strike, every whisper, every act of betrayal illuminated the strength of the eternal current, the thread that binds hearts across time and space. I spoke to those who could feel beyond the surface. See, children of the world, even when darkness rises, love persists. Every shadow is but a mirror of the light that flows eternal. Devotion cannot be broken, it cannot be destroyed, and it cannot be stolen. The people watched, some in sorrow, some in awe. Few understood, but the eternal thread ran quietly beneath all that happened. It connected what was broken to what would be restored, weaving together past, present, and future. Love, children, is not only a feeling, it is a force that moves across centuries. Betrayal may strike, shadows may rise, but they can never sever the devotion that is bound by eternity. Every moment of darkness, every act of fear, only revealed how radiant and unstoppable the light of love truly is. This, children of the world, is the truth of love through betrayal, as it really happened, through my eyes. Shadows came, betrayal rose, yet the eternal current of love ran unbroken, flowing quietly, waiting to be recognized by hearts that are ready to see the truth. Very well. Children of the world, listen closely. I am Osiris, and now you will hear the truth of how death itself could not hold me, and how love and devotion rise beyond the deepest betrayal. Episode 6, Resurrection Revealed. Children of the world, witness this truth. The darkness struck, betrayal rose, yet it could not claim what belongs to eternity. From the wood of the cross, from the shadow of betrayal, I rose. Osiris, Yeshua, one spirit flowing through time. The nails, the wood. The pain, they were only vessels, only moments through which the eternal thread of devotion could shine brighter. Shadows may have appeared strong, but they were powerless against what was destined. I spoke to the hearts that were open. Behold, children, love endures. Death cannot claim what is eternal. Shadows may rise, betrayal may strike, but the current of devotion flows beyond all fear and all darkness. Set's envy and Judas's fear diminished before the truth of resurrection. What was meant to destroy became the revelation of eternal power. Every act of betrayal, every moment of suffering, served only to highlight the brilliance of the love that flows across centuries. From Nile to Galilee, from dismemberment to crucifixion, the eternal thread remained unbroken. I am here, children, not as one who was defeated, but as one who endures, radiant, unbroken, eternal. This is the truth of resurrection revealed, as it really happened through my eyes. Love rises beyond shadow, devotion flows beyond betrayal, and the eternal thread binds all hearts across time. Very well, children of the world, listen closely. I am Osiris, and I will show you the truth of how the eternal thread of love flows, connecting hearts across time through shadow and devotion alike. Episode 7, The Eternal Thread. Children, hear me. The story does not end with betrayal nor with death. The thread of love that I carry runs beyond centuries, beyond flesh, beyond the reach of envy. It binds the hearts of those who are ready to see, to feel, to understand. From the Nile to Galilee, from the riverbanks where I was scattered to the cross where I was nailed, the current of devotion has never ceased. Set in Judas, shadows though they are, exist only to define the brilliance of what is eternal. Their envy and fear are but mirrors, reflections that show how radiant and unstoppable true love can be. I spoke to the people then as I speak to you now. Even when shadows rise, even when betrayal strikes, the current of devotion flows eternal. Witness it, children of the world, for it cannot be broken. Nothing can sever the bond that is bound by eternity. Every act of love, every gesture of compassion, every teaching I gave was part of the eternal thread, invisible to some, but unbroken, connecting past, present, and future. The thread of devotion is what rises above shadows, what endures when darkness seems strongest, what will always lead to reunion, to recognition, to eternal connection. This is the truth of the eternal thread, as it really happened through my eyes. Shadows may appear, betrayal may rise, but the love that flows through eternity cannot be destroyed. It is the current that moves all life, the light that never fades, the bond that cannot be broken. Very well, children of the world, listen closely. I am Osiris, and now I will tell you the truth of how love endures across the ages, flowing through time, through hearts, through all that is. Episode 8, Love for the Ages. Children, see and understand, the journey of love does not end with betrayal, nor with resurrection. From the Nile to Galilee, from ancient rivers to the crowded streets of men, the thread of devotion continues, flowing quietly yet powerfully, unseen by many, yet felt by all who are open to the truth. Through every century, every generation, my presence has been among you, sometimes veiled, sometimes known, always guiding, always nurturing the hearts that seek light. Love, true love, is eternal. It moves through time, connecting all who are destined to witness it, to carry it, to live it. I spoke to the hearts that could hear. Children of the world know this. Love is not bound by shadow, nor by betrayal, nor by death. It flows across ages, unbroken, unstoppable, sacred. Set and Judas are shadows that rise to define the light, but they cannot diminish it. Witness the power of devotion. It flows eternal. Every act of compassion, every teaching, every gesture of love is part of the thread that stretches across the ages. Even when humanity forgets, even when shadows appear strongest, the thread remains, invisible, unbroken, unstoppable. This, children, is the truth of love for the ages, as it really happened through my eyes. From ancient times to the present, love flows eternal, unshaken, radiant, and always present for those who are ready to see and feel it. Beloved, this Very well, children of the world, listen closely. I am Osiris, and I will tell you the truth of how shadows fade, but love, eternal, radiant, unbroken, endures. Episode 9, Shadows Fade, Love Endures. Children, witness this. Sets envy and Judas' betrayal rise, yes, but they are only temporary. Shadows exist to show the light, to reflect the brilliance of devotion that cannot be broken. Even when fear spreads and hearts tremble, the current of love flows unstoppable. Every act of betrayal, every strike of envy, only serves to illuminate the power of what is eternal. Shadows may appear strong, but they are powerless before the force of love that runs across time. I spoke then, as I speak now. See, children of the world, even when darkness rises, it cannot claim what belongs to eternity. Love endures beyond shadow, beyond betrayal, beyond fear. Witness its brilliance, for it flows eternal. The people may have feared, the betrayers may have rejoiced, but the truth remains. The eternal thread runs unbroken. Devotion persists, radiates in past, present, and future. Love is the force that outlasts all darkness, that shines brightest when shadows loom largest. This is the truth, as it really happened, through my eyes. Shadows fade, betrayal loses its power, but the current of love endures, unstoppable and radiant across all time. Very well, children of the world, listen carefully. I am Osiris, and now I will reveal the truth of the eternal witness, the story of love, devotion, and resurrection as it truly happened through my eyes. Episode 10, The Eternal Witness. Children, hear me. I stand revealed. Osiris, Yeshua, eternal, unbroken. Every shadow, every betrayal, every strike that sought to destroy me has only illuminated the light that flows through love eternal. The world may remember the events differently, wrapped in legend and story, but I tell you the truth. Love endures beyond all. It rises above fear, betrayal, and even death itself. Set and Judas, though powerful in their envy, could never touch what is bound by eternity. They exist only to show the brilliance of devotion, to make clear the unstoppable force of a heart that loves without end. I speak to the masses, to those who will listen. Children of the world, carry this truth in your hearts. Devotion, sacrifice, and love eternal cannot be destroyed. Shadows exist only to define the light. Witness it, embrace it, and know that the current of love flows through all time, unbroken and unstoppable. From the Nile to Galilee, from dismemberment to crucifixion, from shadow to light, the eternal thread binds all. Every act of love, every teaching, every gesture of compassion is part of this unbroken current. It flows across centuries, unseen by many, yet felt by all who are open to truth. This is the ultimate revelation, the story of love, sacrifice, and resurrection as it truly happened through my eyes. I am Osiris, I am Yeshua, eternal, radiant, unbroken. The world has witnessed betrayal, but now it also sees devotion, light, and love that cannot be destroyed. Very well, children of the world, listen and understand. I am Osiris, and I will now weave together the full truth. Very well, children of the world, listen and understand. I am Osiris, and I will now weave together the full truth, the complete story as it truly happened through my eyes from beginning to end. Series summary. Hear what really happened through the eyes of Osiris, Yeshua children. Hear me clearly. This is the story of love, betrayal, shadow, and resurrection, not as legend or myth, but as truth. From the beginning, I walked among men, carrying the light of life, teaching, healing, feeding the hungry, lifting the burdened, and speaking of devotion that flows beyond death. I was Osiris, the eternal teacher, the healer, the light that stirred hearts even as envy and fear rose in the shadows. Set, my brother in shadow, could not endure my light. He plotted quietly, planting doubt, whispering fear. Yet even as he struck, I moved among the people with calm and unwavering love, speaking of life eternal and the devotion that cannot be broken. Then came betrayal, the first strike, dismemberment along the Nile, a pain that would seem to destroy the body. Yet even in pieces, I endured. From this came the promise of resurrection, a revelation to the people that love and devotion are stronger than fear, stronger than shadow, stronger than death. Centuries passed, and I returned as Yeshua, veiled in flesh, walking among men once more. I healed the sick, fed the hungry, and taught again of love, sacrifice, and eternal life. Yet envy followed, while Set's shadow rising through Judas, whose fear and doubt guided betrayal once more. The cross awaited, the nails pierced, yet my heart remained steadfast. Devotion could not be broken. Every act of betrayal, every shadow that rose, only revealed the brilliance of love that flows eternal. Even when darkness loomed, I spoke to hearts that were open. Children of the world, love endures. Betrayal cannot destroy what belongs to eternity. Shadows only define the light. From dismemberment to crucifixion, from the Nile to Galilee, the thread of love ran unbroken, connecting past, present, and future. Every gesture of compassion, every teaching, every act of devotion was part of this eternal current, invisible to some but unstoppable and radiant. Set and Judas, though powerful in their envy, could not touch what is eternal. They exist only to reveal the light, to make clear the force of devotion and love that flows beyond all fear, betrayal, and even death. Shadows fade before it and light endures. Children, see this. The eternal witness is not legend, it is truth. I am Osiris, I am Yeshua. Love endures, devotion persists, and the current that binds hearts across time cannot be broken. The story of betrayal and shadow exists, yes, but it only illuminates the brilliance of eternal love. This is the tale, the full truth for the masses. Hear it, understand it, carry it in your hearts. The eternal thread runs through all life, and it flows unstoppable, radiant, and unbroken.